You're alone in your living room. The lights are off. A muted blue glare of the TV reminds you of just how helpless you really are. It would have never happened if you voted for me for president. Just saying. Thunder shrieks, the wind howls, and the attic creaks, just like Nasty Pelosi's hips in the middle of the night. Absolutely terrible. A knock at the door surprises you. Who could it be?
Hey, now, this ain't Jeffers Island. Where the fuck am I?
Billy boy, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Donnie, my best friend.
You stand up as the door crashes open and the murder crew enters your home. Oh, yeah. They yell jokes, pop culture references, and start mansplaining some of the most vile true crime stories you've ever heard of. I think it's fake news, quite frankly, and you listen to them unsure at first, but you're relaxing into it. Pretty soon, you're laughing, horrified, and, to be quite honest, slightly turned on. At some point, they realize they've forgotten to introduce themselves because they're quite forgetful and, quite frankly, nasty, nasty boys. So make room in your heart for Grant, Jamie, Austin, Carlton, Joseph, and the friends, lovers, and or acquaintances and or ladies you grab by the pussy. They press her into hanging out like your creepy president who has no friends, and I mean absolutely no friends, like Sleepy Joe, Bill Clinton.
Hey, man, I had a lot of friends, but they all keep killing themselves.
Make room for Murder Smurder. I think that was pretty good.
Actually, if you guys have some True Blood fanfic,
No. That's
email it to
too
Donnie.
nasty. No. email.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Email it to us, yeah.
Or and Twilight fanfic. Bring it on.
Bring it all on.
Bring it all on.
You could be the next, whatever that lady is that wrote the goddamn, whatever it's called. 50 Shades of Grey. Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Please. We have yet to actually start.
I know.
Yeah. We should totally start this
and
episode.
I know. And I'm going to tell you, it's a long one.
Oh, my God.
Damn it.
Not as much as the other one. Not as
Okay.
much as
We
the other-
dicked around long enough. Okay.
Okay.
Get into it.
So I was lucky enough, Sally Saltwater was lucky enough to go to Europe.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to do this one tour. I was hounding. I was like, the only thing I want to do when I'm in Europe is the Museum of Surgery. I want to see body parts. Given I throw up when I see blood, but anyway, I wanted to see body parts. While I was going through the whole thing, I was rushing past all this syphilis-infected genitalia. I almost missed today's main character. It's this whole building covered wall to wall of pickled human beings and skeletons of fetuses. But I managed to find this one skeleton of today's main character. But I want to talk about the museum before we get into it, okay? So, Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, has a museum of surgery, and this is based off their website. They were originally owned by the College of Surgeons of Edinburgh and the House of Wool Pathology Museum, Surgery Museum, and Dental Collection. It was founded in 1505, and by 1699, it became trendy to see oddities. So inflamed body parts, weird cadavers, something strange. It became very popular to see. It was opened to the public in 1832, and it became the largest and most historical surgical pathology museum in the world. In 2014, it was supported by the Heritage Lottery Fund, but you still have to pay £9 to go there, which is about $11.30. But when I went there, I just snuck in. I didn't pay.
Is that how much a quid is? Like a little under $1?
A quid is above $1. A quid is a pound.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's like a quid.
Oh, a quid is a pound?
It's slang.
Damn.
It's slang.
Okay. I actually learned something today.
It's like 1.3
Yeah.
American dollars.
Nice.
But if you're there on May 20th, they have a blood and guts walking tour where you can walk around Edinburgh and see the blood and guts of the city. So let's go back to the Georgian period of England. At this time, Gregorian? Oh, nice. UK had just finished kicking Napoleon's ass, and the Industrial Revolution had just begun. The increase of wealth and food. Medicine has become common and over-the-counter, so now you can get morphine, aspirin, and codeine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anytime you
Sally
want.
Saltwater could also
Those
get her
were the
meth.
fucking
That's the
days,
exact same
y'all.
things that
Yeah.
Sally Saltwater has on her at all times.
I do have diet meth on me at all times.
Did you say
It's my
cocaine?
car.
Did you say
Codeine. Yeah,
Codeine, baby.
Cocaine.
Like what they
Cocaine.
used to put in the
Was
in
cocaine
the good
in there
syrup.
too?
Yeah, codeine is cocaine.
Wait, no, it's
No,
not.
it's not. But
It's
you
it's
could
the
get
it's
cocaine.
the it's
Like, no
the
problem.
antiquated version of it.
No, it's not. Codeine is derived from an opiate.
It's a barbiturate, yeah.
Or is it a barbiturate? Oh, yeah.
It also kicks ass.
Nice.
Not that I would know.
Not that I would know.
No one will know. So, because of the Judgment Act, the Judgment of Death Act of 1823, it decreased the number of offenses that are punishable by death. So, it used to be about 200, and it decreased it to 2.
Oh, that's good.
Right? So, you could be put to death for anything you wanted, but now it's just murder and treason
Murder and treason. Okay.
to the discretion of the judge.
Okay.
Right. So obviously, public
Two big uns.
execution declined, and because of the decline, medical and anatomical schools could not get bodies anymore, and so grave robbing became an epicenter. Right, like as soon as your grandma was dead, she'd be popped up, just all the way.
Yeah.
And so I have a little synopsis by Tracy Phillips from the Senior Curator of Modern Science. She said, by the 18th century, Edinburgh was one of the top places in the world where you can study medicine. The council was persuaded to foster medical education so students could not go to further studies without studying the basics. It was a major epicenter. The city had a vast number of medical students compared to the overall population. So this city had more medical students than actual population. Like compared to in ratio,
Well, that's weird.
it had a lot of medical students.
Because they're all like cutting up grandma.
They were cutting up grandma, but now that they weren't cutting up grandma before, but now because those 200 offenses that you can conduct to get you hung were down to 2,
Yeah.
the number of dead bodies available was just cut.
Oh, I see. So now we can cut up grandma.
Now you can cut up grandma.
Got
Right.
it.
Do you have a list of what the offenses were, by any chance?
It was probably like
All 200.
stealing a horse. It was stealing a horse.
Yeah,
not
probably
paying
larceny
whore
was a big
enough.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Variations on stealing,
right.
stealing food, stealing
Buggery.
horses, buggery, sodomy.
Having a micro penis. Yeah.
A micropenis was definitely on
Oh
there
yeah,
for
and
sure.
and you
for
know the
sure.
surgeons are just fucking chomping at the bit to get at you because they're like, I want to cut it open.
You were usually hung by the micropenis too.
Right.
They were like, this is the first time you've been hung. Am I right? You know, just throw the lever, man.
The
Just
Industrial Revolution was just kicking off. They got string factories.
But also with the Industrial Revolution kicking off, I mean, you got all the black lung and all the people dying in factories. I mean, there probably were a fair amount of bodies to be had, right? You still died pretty often back then.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Right,
know?
but
Two or
not
three.
as much as you
Not as
needed.
much,
Not
yeah.
as much as you needed
Yeah.
because
That's just a
Edinburgh
couple.
was the epicenter of medical studies. So you needed like 3 or 4 bodies a night.
Damn.
And when they weren't being hung.
Jesus.
They're just
Where'd you
cutting
get-
right through these people.
That's
yeah.
a lot of people.
So there is a museum there, and I went there, and it's basically wall to wall. It's a 3-story building. It's got tools of dentistry, where they just ply your teeth out, and then have like this beautiful
Oh,
digital.
pliers,
yeah, they have this beautiful.
This is my tool. It's pliers.
So you can like go into a fake auditorium, and there's this dummy in the middle, and there's a projector that shows what it was like to see someone get cut up.
Cute.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? Mind you, it's $9, $11.30. We snuck in. I was like, I'm not paying for this shit. I'm not paying $11 to see a blown off head. Which,
Okay, so far you are in for free, right?
Yes.
I've heard that like you've been to 2 museums for $0.
well,
Love that.
every
Go
other
ahead.
every other museum in Edinburgh is free except this one. But they have the lottery. They get paid by the lottery to be funded.
Dope.
So I was like, I'm not paying $12.
Hell no.
Could you walk
To
in
see-
with a lotto ticket and
Hang
be
on.
like, hey, I paid for your electricity?
Why are you standing up for this, Grant?
You know what?
It's a
Because
museum.
Yeah, but like it's on her bucket list. Like she's like, it's on her bucket list.
It
You
was.
can't pay.
Did you say it was on your bucket list up to this
It
point?
was on my list of things to see because my partner was there, but we were respectively walking up to the 3rd floor where the tickets were. But at the 2nd floor, there was this tiny little stand that said continue forward, and I just walked past it, and I looked straight in the camera, and I walked into the jar.
No respect. See, no
Yeah.
respect.
So
See?
you're locked now.
That's why Grant's standing up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying, like, if it's something like you have on your bucket list, at least just pay him.
No,
She didn't say bucket
No.
list.
It was on. I wanted to see it, and I saw a decapitated head of a woman that died of like tuberculosis, and I saw the
You were
shot.
going to say died of decapitation.
Also, can I
No,
just say,
I did-
I don't want a lesson of integrity from a guy that's late for work for 4 hours.
Actually, yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's where you draw the line.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line. Like,
You need to pay full price for the ticket.
yeah. What? Okay, full price for a ticket if it was like Taylor Swift and like you could sneak into like, you know, this 400, 500 plus ticket and you could
Oh, it
sneak
was
in.
more than that.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
crazy.
I'm like,
There was
I-
180,000
This
people.
full
museum-
respect for something like
No,
that.
this
That was like
museum
$5,000.
has been going on as long as the Aztec Empire has been around.
God damn.
I'm not paying a fucking dime. All right, to see a fucking pickled head of a Nazi getting shot through the face, and then I can go on
No,
the
that
other
seems like
side.
the-
I would pay $11
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
that's
I
what
would
I would- yeah.
totally give the money.
no,
for that.
Yeah.
for free.
I spent-
for free.
I spent $20 at Taco Bell yesterday.
I did. No. Yeah, I did spend about $10 for 2 corn dogs at Sonic. So
You're fucking gross.
don't.
I fucking
Hey,
hate
don't-
corn dogs.
What's
wrong with
I
you?
fucking
Hate
love
corn
I
dogs?
hate corn dogs.
Corn dogs are
corn
great.
dogs.
No,
What's
corn
wrong
dogs are
with
terrible.
you?
They're the only thing not stopping the shotgun to my mouth. Okay. The little.
Ooh, that was dark. But
Let her have her
also,
corn
I
dogs.
guess-
Jesus. Apparently, it's the only thing keeping this woman off the edge.
It's that and the pair of shoes she's wearing because she's not gonna.
She won't be
do
parting
it
with them.
She won't do it with her toes. You know.
That's
That's
right.
true. That's true. That's true.
Never take those shoes off, Sally.
Sally, I used
They're
to
on
respect
here.
you and I respect you so much less now. The corn dogs, the stealing.
No.
It
Fuck
wasn't
you.
stealing.
Corn
Listen,
dogs
they
are
are
great.
funded by the lottery. I can just shimmy my way through.
That's stealing.
A little. You know what pissed me the fuck off? The fact that they have the same font and graphics as my university. It takes fucking $30 to do that. All right.
And that gives you the right to just steal? You know?
Exactly. Because do you think they ethically sourced those dead bodies and those syphilis sticks?
All right,
Of
that's a fair
course they
point.
did. Of
You know
course
what?
they did.
That's a fair point.
Do you
they
know how
did.
many dead fetuses I saw there?
Yeah, all those
More than on
fetuses.
my hand. There
That
were
was
so
So
many.
like 12.
No, there was more. There was so many.
More than that?
No, and there was one fetus head that was the size of like I can't show you, but it's like
Cantaloupe.
so fucking big.
Like a
That's
large
huge.
watermelon?
Big,
That's like a
so
football
big.
size.
And then they had like slices of syphilis stick, which is inflamed.
What, like cross sections of syphil dick?
Yes, yes. They had eyeballs.
And you wouldn't pay to see that?
Syphil dick is a band.
In
No.
real life?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Big-
What I'm saying is that was all ethically sourced.
No,
like an
no,
incel band
because we're
name.
going to
Just
get
talking
into
about how they
today's
were
story.
digging up grandma.
No.
No,
We're
no.
going to get
They're-
into today's story, and we're
Look.
going to find out how they were.
These are white people.
We still haven't
These
gotten
are
into
white
today's story.
European
These are
people.
white corpses. It's fine. Wait,
okay,
were they
okay.
all white?
They were European. Yeah.
Yeah, these are European white
Okay,
people.
okay,
I'm going to say it's
okay.
fine that you snuck in.
Obviously-
Okay. High five. High five.
Obviously, they did it right. They did it above
That was
board.
so soft.
That was his.
I'm not
You know
giving her a
what I
high five. I have lost respect for her because she's stealing.
Nah, I'm just picturing her eating
her
corn
moral-
dogs,
I'm not
watching fetuses
paying-
bob
Your
and
moral-
weave in the jars.
Her moral compass is obviously set.
I'm not
Jamie.
paying $9 quid to throw up in a bag. Okay.
Did you throw up?
I did. And you know what? The
Do
worst
you
thing.
have like a whiteboard at your home where you're like threw up again? It's just like all these
I like
tallies.
to throw up. Yeah. And the thing is, my mom was like, take so many pictures. And I told my partner, I was like, do not take a fucking picture of me until we see a uterus in a jar. And we found a uterus in a jar. He goes, you want a picture now? I go, no, I can't take it anymore. I can't.
For the record, we also asked her for pics, like before she went. We were like, "Oh, take so many pics, like please, like
Right.
it'll be so
And
cute."
guess what, everybody?
No pics.
No pics.
No pics.
Because
That's-
there's
that one,
jars
actually.
of babies in
No
museums.
pics.
That was the only thing you did in Scotland.
It was drinking, seeing dead bodies, falling, because that's what I do in every country I go to. I fall and I hurt
Fall down.
myself.
Nice.
And that's it. That's all that counts.
See,
Oh,
counts.
by the way, massive aside, like non sequitur here. By the way, let's all start sending dick pics instead of a dick pic.
Yeah.
The like cloven hooved like deer animal, a dick.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
to whom?
The
To
weird
whom?
looking deer.
group chat.
Yeah.
Are those the
Yeah.
ones that have the things?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I
start
could send some
sending
dick
those.
pics.
Let's start sending dick pics as opposed to
Dick
dick pics.
Dick pics.
Okay.
Dick?
As opposed to your penis. Let's just start sending.
What if it's a
dick pics.
Euro penis?
What if it's
Thematic.
What if it's your penis?
Just blur the top.
Boom.
Just blur the top.
Yeah, what if we blur it a little bit? Is that cool?
Yeah, because if you send it, it gives me the permission to show everyone that I'm around with. Be like, look at this penis. Look at this penis.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's true. actually.
Yeah.
So it's a bit for me.
What if I,
wish I could
glue a
run around
googly
saying,
eye to
look
it?
at this penis. Look at this penis.
How about a googly eye on your dick? That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Now, do you set it on either sides of the slit, or do you put one over the slit?
I think you put one on either side of the
On
slit.
either
Right?
side, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
And then
I'm,
it's just
I'm,
like
I'm
a-
going to.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to.
If you want to keep just the one slit, you would just draw an eyeball around it.
Right. No, I'm feeling googly eyes on either
kind
side.
of like the eye of Sauron, you know?
Yeah, I was picturing like one of those bullet
well, no,
bills
that's
from
actually
Mario.
a really good idea.
I really like the Irish silent or an eye patch on one eye. Like, if you make like a little eye patch. Yeah.
That would be so funny.
Nice.
Anyway,
that's a good idea.
Sally,
Anyway, back
I'm
to
so sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, Sally, what we're going back on tonight. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Burke and Hare.
Birkin hair.
Burke and Hare.
Yeah.
Right?
This is a person?
Two people.
Two
a company.
people. Oh,
Two
Burke
people.
and
And
hair.
hair.
Yeah. So we have Burke, we have William Burke and William Hare. Which
Two
are-
Wills.
Yeah.
Will squared.
Williams, both Williams. They're both from the province of Ulster of Irish.
They're white.
They're Irish descent.
They sound like they make soaps, like Irish soap.
Yeah, they're white. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they both moved to Scotland to work on the Union Canal, which is this little canal, which now if you go on it, it's very cutesy. It's very small. You have those little like long boats that you can live on. It's not like the Suez Canal. It's more of like a hipster canal, honestly.
Yeah.
It's-
Hipster canal.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Like a canoe time.
Yeah,
like
right.
a
Yeah.
little happy thing.
Yeah, you can't go back up on the canal, but you can go forward and then do a pivot, and then you're fine.
Cool.
So we'll start off with William Burke. So he grew up in Ireland as a farmer who learned to write and read through the church, and he signed up to be in the militia during the Napoleonic Wars. Once those wars ended, he lost everything. He had a wife and 2 children. He went to Scotland and he just said, fuck it. I'm going to leave him back there. He just said, fuck it. I'm done.
You know what? I'm out.
Yeah. So basically, like if your life ends in Ireland, then you go to Scotland. That's
Yeah,
basically
right. And he met up with this very, very nice lady named Helen McDougall.
Ooh, very Irish.
And they lived in Scotland while he was at the canal. And he was a cobbler. After he finished his work at the canal, he was a cobbler.
Nice.
He was working on the same street as a man named William Hare, who lived with a woman named Margaret. William Burke knew Margaret from Ireland. And she said, you know who you'd like to meet? My common-law husband. Because she was a whore. She didn't marry him. You can meet my common-law husband.
rude.
Hang on, are you being like rude about this? Yeah, like
No, it was a big point of contention.
was she a whore? Or she was just like, I don't want to marry this guy. Like,
We don't know. She just lived in sin with him.
Oh, okay. And so, like, other William was like not psyched about that.
William Hare shacked up with a widower, Margaret, who had an inn. And Margaret knew William Burke.
Okay.
And she said, hey, I have a good guy you can meet. So eventually, Margaret and Hare convinced Burke and Helen to move into the inn as some fun times of debauchery, drinking, and just old good times, you know?
Probably a couple 3 ways.
Probably, because they would drink,
2,
cry,
at least.
fight,
At
and
least
fuck.
2.
Yeah. Yeah. They
I would
probably
say
fucked.
probably way more than
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting some definite thruple vibes.
Oh,
Maybe
for
not
sure.
a great thruple, but you know.
Because William Burke could read and write, but William Hare could not. He was illiterate and he was very, very aggressive. As soon as anything irritated him, he would just like put his fist to the air and be like, fuck it, whatever.
Sounds
I'm
like
ready to
Ireland or
fight.
Scotland.
hey, Will, can you read me that passage over there? God damn it!
You know I fucking can't.
Never picked up a book in my life.
But they became drinking buddies and they became great friends and they lived together and they said, oh, whatever, fuck it. Doesn't matter. It wasn't until December of 1827 that one of Hare's tenants died because Margaret and Hare owned a boarding house. He died. He was an old veteran, didn't have anyone to call him his family, no family to call upon him, nothing at all, no relatives. He was just a veteran of the Napoleonic War. He died of dropseed, and he still owed Hare $4 of rent. £4 of rent.
What's dropseed?
What the fuck is dropseed?
I was gonna say it sounds like a Pokemon move.
I didn't look
Totally
it up.
does. It was super effective.
I didn't look it up. Does anyone have their phone on them?
Drop seed.
Dropseed. And Donald,
So when
this
all the
old
cum just
veteran,
explosively falls out of you.
owed £4 of rent, which in today's money is about 340 pounds, which is about 340 pounds, 427 and 23 cents worth today in rent.
So just according to Google, dropsy was a term used to describe generalized swelling and was synonymous with heart failure.
Oh, okay.
Heart disease.
Drop
yeah.
C or
Drop
C?
C. It looks like DROPSY.
See, I was thinking like you
I thought
have
it
a
said drop
really,
seed.
really
That's what I
bad,
thought too.
yeah, like a really bad jack off. You know what I mean? Like
Like your heart just gives out.
instead of it going on your chest, you know, while you're laying in the bed, you just die.
Yeah. You just shoot your ghost out. And it's like, what happened?
You just dead now.
Coroner's like, I've seen this before.
Just too many times.
Fucking came my soul.
Yeah,
Talk about an out of body experience.
You just end up the fucking ghost from like the
Right,
green ghost
right.
from Ghostbusters. Slimer. You just turn into a Slimer.
Astral ejaculation.
Ooh.
Well, that sounds kind of fun. Anyways,
That wasn't what Donald went through. So he's a vet. He had no family, no possessions, so he couldn't pay his £4 of rent. So the local church just offered to pay for his funeral procession. The undertaker came in, put his body in a casket, nailed it shut, and said, "I'll be back later in the morning to take his body." Right at this time, Burke and Hare were living together, and they had a drunk night. And they said, "You know what? I'm missing out on my £4.
Mm-hmm.
What we do?" We don't know what happened, but they said, "You know what? Why don't we take scrap from the tanning hide location and some just driftwood and pry the coffin open and fill it up and sell the body?" So that's what they did.
creepy.
They filled the coffin up with leather strap, like scrap, driftwood, and hid the body under the bed where this man slept. The undertaker came.
They just hid it under the bed?
Yeah. Nope. I can't imagine the fucking smell.
Yeah, right?
Dude,
Not
that's
at all.
just lemons of lemonade right
At the
there.
same time, this is the 1800s in Ireland. I think everything smells like death.
True.
I
Everyone
think they
shits in a
still
pot.
threw poop out in the streets, right?
That's very
probably.
fair.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm sure the undertaker can't really smell anything.
Right. I mean,
Also, you know, Burke and Hare is like a really big company. Like they're massive.
Is it?
Yes,
What do they make?
a lot of shit. They're very wealthy. I'm sure you're gonna get it.
No connection. No connection at all.
This is a separate Burke and Hare?
Yeah.
son of a bitch!
Yeah. So obviously, this casket is nailed fucking shut. And they're just drinking. You're like, you know what? Why don't we sell this bitch's body?
Yeah. Get that £4 back.
Yeah. They sell it to the University of Edinburgh. So they just pry that shit open, fill it up with trash, hid the body under the bed. The
Here's a dead
undertaker takes
guy.
her. So literally, they take this body to the University of Edinburgh, and with no hesitation, they get pointed to Professor Robert Knox, who is a popular, famous, almost celebrity autonomy lecturer. So what he does is he takes bodies, he puts them on a slab in an auditorium, and he cuts them open. And everyone goes,
Yeah. I
applause,
love those
applause,
dudes, yeah.
applause.
Good cut. Good cut, sir.
Good cut. For this man, they got £7 and 10 shillings, which is about 1,600 pounds in today, which is about $7.51 in dollars.
Damn. For this old dead bitch?
Old
Nice.
dead bitch. Old dead bitch.
ODB,
wait,
baby.
how much again?
About $751 for a body.
Man.
And this is the first one.
Yeah.
And the thing that kicked him off, because obviously there were drunks, they didn't really give a shit. It wasn't until Knox's assistant said, "If you have another dead body, just bring it on." And they said, ah,
You probably said it joking. Hey, you know, if you find another dead body, just bring it on back. We pay top dollar for it. Top quid.
Imagine just being hung over a shit,
Right.
just like, oh, say that a little less soft, please. Just can you turn the lights down?
What are you talking about? I'm whispering right now. This is a Scottish whisper.
so the death of old Donald happened around December of 1827. Obviously, Hare and Margaret, which were the owners of the inn, had a tenant named Joseph who fell ill in the early parts of 1828.
I'm feeling good about this one.
But the pair, short on cash, couldn't wait for the death of Joseph. So they poured whiskey down his throat and then just pinched his mouth and his nose until he suffocated.
Oh.
And they called this murder method...
It's probably my ancestor.
Yeah, probably. They called this murder method the burking
The Birking.
The Birking.
Yeah.
You
The
just got
Birking.
burked.
That's trademarked.
because it did not leave marks on the body, and the body was in good condition to send to the medical students.
And they probably just look like they OD'd on booze.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably not doing autopsies, but you could reasonably just
So
be
are
like,
you-
yeah, it's this old drunk we found.
Dude, I want
Yeah.
you to imagine like you're in Scotland and like you're like old and someone's like pouring whiskey down your throat and you're like, yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah, this is okay.
Yeah, like
This is how I was going to go anyway. Yeah.
it doesn't sound like they were fighting. It was like, oh, free whiskey. Oh, yeah.
But like, you know, like at this table, Joseph at this table, if he dies, we're like, oh yeah, he just died of whiskey. You know?
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, honestly, if you guys got a call and you were just like, hey, I'm really sorry to say this, but like Joseph passed last night. And if you were like, what happened? And be like, whiskey. Be like, oh, I don't have a follow up. That's just sad.
Yeah, no more questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
I'm sad now, but I understand.
But I understand.
I don't know. Joseph, you have such an early bedtime. I feel like I would have questions like, when did it happen?
Okay. I would at least ask if I die.
Tuesday.
Before 9 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I die. True enough. Before 9 p.m.
And also, I
If
don't
you guys could
imagine.
just ask a couple follow-ups just in case.
Also, I don't imagine that you would just die without a fight.
No, I'm going down swinging.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm thinking. Like,
this
so,
ju-
like I was like, where is the blood? And I know it's not. Well, there might be some of his, but like, there's got to.
Someone else was bleeding.
Yeah, so, like that.
With whiskey?
Probably.
He got the Birkin.
I got burked.
He got burnt.
Like maybe if you had like an extreme case of like remember when like COVID first hit and like it really fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And you were really fucking weak. Maybe then,
Maybe. Yeah.
like you'd have to have like some like debilitating like.
Yeah, I'd have to have like had the flu also or something. You know, there'd have to be something that already kind of knocked me down a little bit, I think.
We can do
And did a
enough
lot
for
of
us to
whiskey.
pour
Yeah.
the whiskey down your throat.
Yeah.
See, I feel like you'd be like, what's that one movie with Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy when they're moonshiners?
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, you know how there's Tom Hardy's character like gets shot and like guillotined, and he survives all of it, and then he just happens to fall into a frozen lake and gets fucking what's it called?
Preserved in a weird way.
No. What's that? There's like a sickness. It's ammonia.
hypothermia?
Oh yeah.
Oh, pneumonia.
It's
Yeah.
pneumonia. Yeah, that's how you would die.
That's a rough one.
It would be something like you'd go through a lot of fucking. You'd take a lot of hits, and then something random would get you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
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 I
So
think
these killers are very much a situational killers because the population that they booked rooms with were one of the poorest of the populations of Edinburgh, which is very interesting because the Industrial Revolution was happening, food was becoming more available, money was becoming more available, but they still employed some of the poorest tenants in Edinburgh.
how about the whiskey though?
I mean, personally, I didn't try it because I was scared.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I was scared. But they assumed this population wasn't going to be missed or reported, which is a very terrible myth, especially today in the U.S., because it's a myth that these victims will go unmissed. Some families don't even know about the death of the person and assume that they just ran away because the conditions were so horrible, or people will be in a profession that is hated by authoritarian, people, or, like people that the police, or
so-
some sort of authoritarian
So
government.
Social structure.
Social structure.
Like enforcers,
So
essentially.
they
Joseph,
and their
yeah.
peers, you will
ACAB,
notice
yeah,
your
yeah.
peer go missing. You'll notice your peer go missing, but you can't report it.
Mm-hmm.
Because what are you going to do? You're going to say, oh, my fellow prostitute went missing. No, you're going to get arrested for prostitution.
Yeah.
So it's only assumed that these people went missing. A total of 16 people were killed with Burke and Hare, but that's only what they can account for. It is widely assumed that it's much more, much more, because they got paid about 7 to 10 pounds each, which in today's money, U.S., equates to more than $1,000 per body. And if you're living in the slums, if you find people who are riffraff and you can feed them whiskey and just pinch their nose, you can definitely get a body.
That math does itself.
Right. So we're going to talk about the most memorable and iconic, unfortunately, murder victims of Burke and Hare. So first we have Helen McDougal's, which is the mistress of Burke, disposed of a relative. We don't know what relative. We just know that she was related to them. She just
So this
called-
lady's been in on it pretty
Right.
much the whole time.
So the mistress of Burke, Helen McDougal, called upon her family member to stay the night at a local inn, what she was staying at, with Hare and Margaret, and she was murdered. That's it. Then we have Elizabeth Hayden, who was what we can assume off and on that she might have been a prostitute. She was murdered at the inn. Her daughter came to see where she was, and her daughter was also murdered because she was looking for where her mother was.
Damn.
But when we go upon the most famous victim, Janet Brown and Mary Patterson. Now, to start off, there's no evidence that they were prostitutes. Mary was a maid that came from Glasgow to Edinburgh.
Prostitute.
She started a relationship with a medical student,
Prostitute.
and she fell pregnant,
Prostitute.
Sex worker.
Yeah.
and she got dumped. No.
Prostitute,
Don't
yeah.
say that. Don't say that.
I'm sorry, I'm playing.
She got dumped because she got pregnant. She called upon one of her long-standing friends, Helen McDougal, and
That was a
Burke.
mistake.
But this is the time before they started going out with Hare and Margaret. So she lived with them, carried the pregnancy to term, delivered a beautiful boy, left the boy with some friends, and then she decided to go to an asylum. This asylum was specifically created to help women with questionable backgrounds,
Prostitute.
I'm so sorry.
questionable criminology.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I have to pause here. She got pregnant, had her child, a boy, and then she went to an asylum.
Right, because the asylum helped women back into a respectable society after falling into a life of crime
okay.
or
As an
social
employee.
pariah. Yes, this
Okay.
this
There we
She
go.
was
asylum.
suffering from
Okay.
like postpartum or something?
No, this asylum specifically helped
employee.
women go
Oh.
back into homes to work.
Oh, so she worked for the asylum.
She did, but she was
Oh.
in there for
Right,
several
right, right.
years.
I don't imagine a lot of people volunteering to be in an asylum. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I thought, that she was like, take me. I'm crazy.
I mean, I think it must have been halfway because
That's what I thought. I was like, that's crazy. She belongs in there.
Take me, I'm crazy.
she thought it was going to help her
Sure.
her standing. She thought it would help her out, but I mean, honestly, she had no reason to. She could just given the boy away and be done with it.
Yeah.
But she went through this asylum program knowing that it would help her go to a respectable home and work for a respectable family. After being years in the asylum, she was released in April of 1828.
Hang on, to clarify, did she work for the asylum or did she
Yes.
go to the
Yeah,
asylum?
she's
So
working.
she worked for families in the asylum. Pause for a tequila break.
Yeesh.
And she
Yeah.
swishes with the
Yeah,
white
swish it.
claw.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, and a gargle,
Gargle.
too.
There you go,
Gargle.
sweetheart.
Damn.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Leave it in.
That was the cutest burp ever.
This is a tiny burp.
It was a little. I can't finish that shot.
Finish it later. Don't worry.
Just hold on to it.
Okay. Anyway, she deemed herself respectable enough that the asylum released her April 1828. And she met up with her friend, Janet Brown. And Janet Brown said, why don't we celebrate your release from the asylum of servant labor and we get breakfast? at your old friend Helen McDougal's new inn, the West Point, which was named the port where they were murking the bodies. So you have Janet Brown.
Wait a minute. Are we getting into like Sweeney Todd shit here?
Who knows? So we have Janet Brown
Feels
and
like it.
Mary Patterson, who knows Helen and Burke. She literally lived with them to give birth. And she went up to the asylum and she comes back and Burke just says, hey, why don't you get this much food? Why don't you get this whiskey? We're going to have a great time. We're going to good time.
Meat pies.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, meat pies and whiskey? Come on.
Honestly, when I was over there, those meat pies are pretty good.
Meat pies are awesome.
They're dope.
Right. They're pretty good.
Do they have brunch over there?
No.
Is brunch American?
Well, they have
Well, that's
tea
what I'm
time.
thinking. Like,
they have
yeah.
tea time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It kind of feels like it is.
They have
It's
tea
a-
time. So like from like 7 to
Guatemala.
11, it stops and there's lunch that
Yeah.
does have breakfast. But then they close at like 2 and you're like, fuck. I overslept.
Yeah. Brunch is strictly Guatemalan.
It is siesta culture.
I was making a joke and I think I landed on something. Go
I
ahead.
mean, no. I mean, brunch ends like breakfast. When I went over there, breakfast ends at like 10:30, which is very American. And then you have lunch that still has breakfast items. And that ends at 1. And then you have this like weird period of 1 to 2 where it's tea time.
But what about second breakfast?
You don't get that.
Fuck.
It's not Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's a disappointment. I
It
thought
is.
everything was Lord of the Rings over
No,
there.
Is that
no.
when you eat people?
That's
like
when
1
you
to 2,
that's when you
you eat people?
divulge, but you don't eat people. So Mary Patterson met up with her dear friend Janet Brown, and she thought, you know what? I'm going to meet my friend Helen at her new inn. Let's celebrate of the new beginning of my future. Coming out of an asylum,
Yeah.
I'm finally a
Probably got a
respectable
paycheck
woman.
in her pocket, you know, feeling a little good about
I
herself.
popped a kid out. I forgot about him after a couple of years. It doesn't matter. Just pop, 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 pop. Right? So they go to the Westport Inn, and Burke just starts feeding him. William Burke just starts feeding him with food and whiskey. And you know what? I think just Janet Brown could hang. And she said, Mary's too drunk. I can't take her. And Helen said, you know what? Why don't you leave her here? You can come back in the morning and pick her up. And Janet goes, okay, that's fine. Okay, good. Mary would end up being smothered in the night and placed under some straw mattresses. But she wouldn't be there the whole night. She would eventually be delivered to Professor Knox alongside 2 prostitutes. And that's where the story starts running, right? Because Mary had a relationship with a student in the medical center before she ever went to the asylum. That's who she got pregnant with.
Oh, so there's someone in there
There's someone in there.
who knows her.
But that's the thing. How far up does it go? Because she only classified him as a nice gentleman.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
So-
Intrigue.
Mary's body was delivered to Professor Knox alongside 2 prostitutes, and that's where the rumors began. And Janet would go up to the inn the next following day and say, "Where's Mary?" And Helen would say, "Oh, she left without a word. We don't know where she went." And Janet Brown would continue to look for Mary for weeks on end. She was deliberately looking for Mary, not knowing that Mary was just hid under the straw mattress a couple feet from her,
A couple feet from her.
where they were drinking.
Jeez.
Just literally rolled under.
You were right, man. Everything must have smelled like shit back then.
Oh yeah.
So
Now I just imagine everybody like drinking tea, having some food, and then like there's Mary just in the straw, just
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
What's that? What's that?
you know, this mattress is a little lumpy.
What's that? Dead body? Is that
It's like I'm laying on a pair of tits.
is that dead body? That I'm
Is this mattress stuff with tits? Be real with me. This is a nice mattress.
So it's unknown if Mary's former lover who impregnated her or if it was the Dr. Knox himself, but she was placed in a container of whiskey to preserve her beauty. And Dr. Knox,
That's how I want to die.
That's smart. That's smart.
Dr. Knox would call upon several local artists to sketch her beauty while she was displayed in his office.
Yeah. That makes sense.
She was just floating in a tab of whiskey while
Why
he was
was
like,
no one investigating this goddamn Dr. Knox?
because he was prestigious.
He was a doctor. He was
prestigious
a what doctor?
And he gave him my codeine.
To be fair, everybody was every doctor in this country.
To be
You
fair,
don't know that.
This is UK. This is UK. This is not America, by the way.
Yeah, this is
There's probably
Yes.
at least
this
like
is not
a
even you. This
couple
is Scotland
darker doctors around somewhere.
This is
in the
There were not.
1800s.
There were
There's
not.
probably at least
There were
one.
They were all white.
so it's assumed. It's
I want my
assumed-
black Scottish doctor. Okay.
So the story is Mary's body was delivered with 2 local prostitutes. So the local surgeon named Robert Litson, who did a lot of philanthropy work in the slums for surgery, said he recognized those girls. And that became a turmoil because it's not proven if he actually recognized Mary Patterson because she's been in the asylum the whole time. How could she be in a whorehouse? It added fuel to Mary's past. So writers would spin tales that Mary was a sex worker in the slums and she was a favorite of the doctors or would-be medical surgeons of the Edinburgh College. And that's why they recognized her. And this local surgeon named Dr. Redmond said he recognized her. But even then, he did not notify the police or Janet that he knew Mary was floating in a tub of whiskey. So for years, we do not know if Mary Patterson was actually a prostitute or not. But because her body was delivered alongside 2 prostitutes, and this story of, the scientific students knew who she was, she must have been a favorite of whoever it was at the slums, it became a joke, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy being pegged.
Anyway, back to...
I don't know.
Yeah.
True crime.
True
our
crime.
podcast is about true crime.
Right.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about James Wilson, another victim of Burke and Hare. So his name, or his stage name, was called Daft Jamie.
Yeah.
That's what I call you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this pair became...
So Joseph, did you pick this out because of Joseph and Jamie?
No, not at all. I didn't
Sure.
Just a-
sure.
I didn't know this
Happy
until...
coincidence. Huh?
And now we're gonna talk about Grant Schmant.
So the pair scam became very, very scrutinized when a beloved disabled children's performer came into Knox's possession. His name was Jeff Damey, but his name was James Wilson.
Hang on. You gotta.
Yeah.
People in this town had to know, like, oh yeah, if you go in that inn, yeah, you don't come out.
Yeah.
Well,
Like they were like, yeah, there's so many like missing people, quote unquote, and then
there had to be people who were like hung out with other drunkards and like sex workers and stuff who were just like, oh hey, by the way, West Point Hotel, don't
Yeah.
fucking go in there.
I mean,
Like,
the point of
wait,
their
then
murder...
Then again,
yeah.
this is the 1800s.
yeah,
That's true.
but they still
Yeah.
talk to each other.
that's all they have. They don't have social media. Like all they have is like each other's stories.
Yeah, but you
so
have-
like there's other people who are like, if you meet a guy named Will and he's trying to give you whiskey, don't.
Right. At the
But
same
apparently,
time, it's all
like,
hearsay
Jamie
at
is
that
daft.
point. And then it's like, at that point, and especially that time, it's like you sort of choose what you want to believe.
No,
Exactly.
you know?
What I'm
And
saying
Daft
is like
Jamie
all the
was-
people in the town are like, oh yeah, if you know a guy named Will, like don't accept whiskey from him.
yeah.
But like if like you just came into town, like and like
Fair
you-
game.
I know
yeah,
what you
fair
mean,
game.
though.
They're just like whatever.
Yeah.
And especially like knowing how much money they made off of these dead bodies, and like you said, a poor part of the.
So it
Yeah.
was about 7 to 10 pounds, which in today's money with inflation is about $1,000 per body.
But so everybody else in this town is very poor. And
Yeah.
then here they are like sipping tea and eating crumpets.
No,
So-
what? Okay,
No,
so
that's a
So
good day,
this
though,
town,
you know?
town is the capital of Scotland. So it's
Okay,
the port.
okay.
It's a port city. So
what I'm saying is like when you live in a poor area and like there's a crack house down the street, it's not like you're like I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Like you just
Yeah.
gotta say
You're like, I know something's going on.
Oh,
in
no,
there.
yeah,
oh
totally.
I know it's a crack house. You just
Oh,
that's
yeah,
not my
definitely.
fucking problem.
definitely,
you just
I
avoid
live,
it.
Yeah.
I live in beep, and there's police in beep, and I'm like, that's a crack house. That's a crack house.
Like I
But-
literally have a fucking if anyone that's been to my house, Joseph has, Austin has. Grant, I don't think you have.
Sally Saltwater has not been. in your
Has
house.
not, but like literally down the street from me is like a crack motel.
I believe, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very cracky
And if you
motel.
go, and I go to the Exxon like down the street from me, and it's across the street from
I
it.
know you live. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I know which one you're
all the
talking
fucking
about.
time. Like if I go there late at night, like there's police there, and there was one night where like I was like they had a whole bunch of police, and like the teller was wearing gloves, and I was like, "What's going on?" And he was just like, "Oh, some cop just got the shit beat out of him
Oh, fuck.
in the fucking pool."
Nice.
And I was like, "What?" And it was like, "Yeah, he almost died," and then the person ran off, and like they're looking for the guy, and yeah, they're like that's normal. Like there was another situation where like
Is it
literally,
weird that I'm okay with that?
huh?
Is it weird that I'm okay with that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yes.
There was another
I'm with
situation. You probably I don't know if you heard about it, but
Roast them
it was
pigs.
just last month. A guy drunkenly hit two people to like in his car, like at that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about.
And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they fucking died. And I pulled into the
And
bar.
that's not okay. That's not okay.
And I pulled into the bar and I was like, what the fuck just happened? Because at the same time, another one of the regulars, she tried to get past the cops, and the cops were like, no, you can't drive by here. And she was like, all right, whatever. And she tried to drive over the grass
Oh,
area.
that's right. Yeah.
And they
Talking about the
fucking
pool
were
hall.
like, what the hell are you doing, lady? And so they pulled her over, and she had 2 bottles of liquor in her car and
wow.
drunk as hell. And yeah, she like got a DUI right there on the spot. Like, it's
So-
one of those situations like, you know, like,
So the community knows.
yeah, the community.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
Yeah.
the community knows.
Yeah,
In this
for sure.
situation, most likely the community
Oh,
knows
for sure. With
and
this
they're
case-
just like, that's not my fucking problem. Like I mind my P's and Q's, and that's what I'm getting at.
No, for sure. With Mary Parsons, she was having a relations with the medical student, or maybe honestly, we don't know. She said an astound gentleman. So we don't know if she had a relation with a student or even Knox himself. So she could have been fucking Knox. And then he found her and said, oh, what a beautiful girl. I'm going to bathe her. I'm going to dip her in a bask of whiskey and move
Now
on.
I get to possess her.
Right. And with James Wilson, who was Daft Jamie, he was a very beloved character of the community. He was delivered into the morgue, and Knox denied that he had James Wilson. So instead of turning the body over to the police, he decapitated the cadaver and removed the deformed foot.
God damn.
So
He took his foot.
James
his special
Wilson
foot.
had a deformed foot, and he was a child entertainment spectacle, a jester, right, of sorts. So he removed the foot and the head.
So it's like he had Pee Wee fucking Herman in his goddamn
Right.
office, and he's just like,
Right.
well, no one will know it's him if I cut his
But-
head off.
The word of the
you
day is decapitation.
Hang on. So he did that to the female body or like to his body?
To
Which
James Wilson body.
Jesus Christ.
But would you say
Which foot though?
the
The good foot?
his deformed foot? But you would know he knew the identity of
Why
the
else
cadaver.
would you cut off his foot and
Exactly,
head?
exactly. So the
it's
known
fun.
victims
They'll know him by his foot.
It's
the
fun.
known victims are 16, but it's vastly understood it's much more. Much, much more.
Yeah.
So the reason they got caught is because Burke became suspicious that Hare and Margaret were cutting him out of the deal with Knox, the professor from the university.
Got greedy.
And locals began to suspect that the West End Point was suspicious because people would go in and die. And they would just think, hey, that's not a good place to be. It was starting to smell. So what they decided to do was Burke and Helen made their own tenanted house, aside from Hare and Margaret.
It's getting hot.
yeah.
We'll just do a different house. That's it?
Yeah,
All right.
that's
At
what they
this
said.
point, honestly, like it seems like they really enjoy this.
They could track 16 victims, but they know it's so much more because if you can get about $1,000 in today's money per body, and you have someone who's coming in, you don't know
but
what's going on.
regardless of the money, it really does seem like they actually just fucking enjoyed doing it.
Oh yeah, because they would
Yeah.
get drunk, fight, make up for it in the morning, do
And
some
then
sort of
kill a
bonding
fucker.
activity. Yeah, they would just kill the fuck out of it.
He'd fucking Eiffel Tower this fucking
Dude,
lady, and then
that's
they'd kill
so-
someone in the morning.
God
So
damn.
you have to remember the first body they found was December 1827. Now we're going to move forward. They've killed quite a few people. We're going to move forward to Halloween, 1828.
Ooh, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, okay.
So they're greedy
So I've
for
got
money.
I got my maid outfit on.
You got your maid
Go ahead.
outfit on.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to go to the Hare and Margaret Inn. We're going to go to the Burke and Helen Inn. They have 3 guests in that night. We have a couple named James and Anne Gray.
And I'm one
And-
of them with my maid outfit on. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking hot.
You're looking good in the
I'm
maid
looking
outfit.
hot, man. Yeah.
You look good every year, man.
Yeah, I know.
This is an inn bought with the money of dead people.
Right, sure.
Right. So we have a couple named James and Anne Gray, and then we have Marjorie Campbell Daughtry. She's a relative of Burke's mother who was invited to stay specifically because they wanted to kill her. She was traveling the city of Edinburgh, which is the capital of Scotland, which Sally Saltwater has been. She traveled.
Hang on.
this-
So he just wanted to kill like one of his in-laws?
Oh yeah. Oh, anyone's fair game. Anyone's fair game. So
God, I hate her so much.
Marjorie.
Invite her over.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because no one else wanted to stay. So Burke was just like, "Hey, want to stay over?" And Marjorie was like, "Hell yeah. I'm going to bring my blind grandson over and we're going to tour the city."
Grandson, so she's a little older.
She's old, right?
Okay.
So,
He's blind too. That's
he blind. He blind, which is up for consensus, but we'll see. So Burke and Hare said, "Hey, why don't the Gray couple, James and Anne, stay at my inn instead of Burke's? Because it's going to be too challenging to strangle 3 people at one night."
Yeah,
Right?
that scans.
So James and Anne go to the Hare Inn, and Marjorie gets a lethal dose of painkillers because obviously, meth, codeine, aspirin are available. She gets a lethal dose of painkillers, and allegedly, Hare takes the grandson and breaks his back over his knee.
God
Damn, like Bane?
Yeah, I was about to say,
Holy
this is
shit.
a Batman Bane.
That's fucking hardcore. I mean, sorry for the kid, but like that's fucking that's kind of cool.
Now it's
Yeah.
That's
No, not cool. Not cool.
No, it
No,
just it
not
was
cool at
Sally
all.
Saltwater be like,
Not
yeah.
cool at all.
now it's debated if this kid ever even existed.
Hang on,
Because
how old is he at this point?
I think he's got to be like early teens, late adults.
No, the guy who like breaks his back.
Oh no, they're like old. They're like pushing to 40.
I'm just wondering, like, well, I guess you could pick up a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
for sure. I'd pick up a 12-year-old right now, break him right over my fucking knee.
I'm just saying, like, that's not something like day of. You're like, that'd be pretty cool. That was like he's thought about it, like another like 12-year-old twerp where he's like, "You're old, mister," and he's like,
Yeah. Probably like cut his pocket and was like, "Ha ha, I got you old fuck," and he's
And
like,
he's-
"Next fucking kid I see, man, break him over my knee."
I swear to God,
I mean, he was a blind kid, so it was easy to just.
God,
Man,
So
My
it's
God,
interesting
he
that
got
the
Dumb and
articles.
Dumbered.
Oh, damn it, Sally. Good job, Sally. Yeah, good job.
So the articles mention nothing about him at all after this. So we don't know what happened to him. We don't know if he actually existed. We don't
If
know
he
anything
survived
about
the battle.
nothing, nothing at all. But what we
Look,
do
he's
know,
blind. It doesn't matter.
what we do know,
I'm blind.
the only thing we do know is that James and Anne Gray were staying in the spare room of the Burkes, and that's where Marjorie's body was hidden under the bed of the spare room.
Gross.
So the following day,
is that their go-to move? Just like,
just shove him under the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
so
until
lazy.
night
That's
falls,
so
they
lazy.
That's
can't
how
do
I cleaned
anything.
my room when I was a kid.
Dude, that's so
Yeah.
lazy,
Yeah.
though. You know?
Yeah.
that is really lazy.
Is
They're
it
just
lazy
like-
or is
It
it
is-
genius?
So
I
the
mean,
Gray
is it
couple.
hot for you? Do you like that?
I'm not saying it's hot, but it worked for a while.
For like a day.
Right.
One
No,
day.
apparently they've been doing this shit for years, right?
Apparently,
I'm just saying, like,
16
wouldn't
bodies
you-
that we know of.
Wouldn't you want to take care of it in the middle of the night? Like that's the best time to do
Me,
it.
I would be keyed up and be like, let's go ahead and do this because I want to
Who
go to
doesn't
bed.
check
And if I
under
go to
the
bed
bed
with
at
the
an
body
inn?
under the bed, I'm going to be thinking about it all day.
I feel like that's something. That's
Exactly.
like one of the first things I do whenever I go to like a hotel. I check under the bed.
Do you?
You should.
Sure.
You
I
should.
check like the closet
You
in the
should.
bathroom,
Yeah,
but I
that's
don't
fair.
usually check
Yeah.
under the bed.
You should.
Maybe I
You
should.
should
Why
check
not?
So
under
the
There could be
Gray
the boogeyman.
couple.
I don't know.
But the thing is,
But what happens when you check under the bed and there is someone there that one time? You're going to freak.
Well, here's the
It's
thing.
gonna start
so
sinking, you
would
know
I
what I mean?
freak or would
Yeah.
I step back a little bit because he's gonna struggle or he or she is gonna struggle to get out from underneath the bed because it's an awkward position.
Oh,
to
hold
be in.
on one sec. I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
murder you, but
Right,
I
right.
gotta shimmy out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a fair point.
I'm just also you gotta say, like, on Grant's point of like them enjoying it, like there has to be a sense of enjoying it because, like, can you really just kill somebody and be like, oh God, that was stressful?
I mean, when you're making hand over,
You have to. You have to realize.
Like,
I guess when you're making hand over fist, you know,
Well,
like
the thing about
no,
Edinburgh.
but like
No,
you have
well,
to be
listen.
smart about it, right?
Well,
Like,
Edinburgh
Again, this
was
is
the
the
capital
1800s.
of medical surgery for a long time. You have to think about the UK, and then you have this act that says you can't be murdered for nothing. And
Right. That's true. That's true.
and
Also-
basically, you have these,
She's right.
and it's not illegal to grave rob. It is not illegal to. It's only
Right.
illegal to murder. But you go, oh, it's too much work. It's so hard. I just
You got to dig them up.
You
Plus,
have
they
to dig 'em
also
up.
they were veterans of the Napoleonic Wars, which back in the day, I'm sure they saw a lot of crazy shit.
Right.
They probably
also,
didn't.
like, I'm pretty sure the shovels back then sucked.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or do you think they had really good shovels because they had to dig all the time?
you're also thinking it like
I think
you
the
know,
shovel has
they were
been a
crap
shovel
shovels.
for a long time.
yeah, but also like you know, we're getting older. Like you know, being hungover sucks.
Yeah.
So like, imagine being hungover and then be like, well, we got to stay up late tonight, and
Bro, I can barely stay up late now. Add 10 years and then I also have to get rid of a dead body.
and then like,
I'd probably shove it
dig
under the
up
bed,
a body.
too.
Imagine
Or
like
dig up a
Joseph.
body.
I'm like, hey man, like we're gonna make $1,000, but like you got to stay up late tonight because we got to dig up this body.
Again, this is the 1800s where drinking booze is cleaner than drinking water.
It is,
So
yeah.
there really is no hangover because you're always drunk.
But also, there's no Gatorade. It's just
There is no Gatorade. Yeah,
There's
There
no
was
Gatorade.
no Gatorade in the late 1800s.
Listen, it's the 1800s. You're piss and vinegar, like always.
Every day.
Yeah.
every day. Every day
Every
your
day.
piss smells
Yeah.
like the whiskey
Yeah,
you just
like you
drank.
know when you're
Yes,
like at the urinal
every
and
day.
you piss and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, I
Your
need a
piss
glass of
smells
water.
exactly
It was
like
like that all the
smells
time.
outside.
But there's no water.
Yeah,
But the thing is, Marjorie's dead body was hidden in the spare room, which was where the Gray's couple luggage was still at. So they came back the next morning and said, hey, where's Marjorie? And they said, Marjorie was too flirtatious with Burke, which is her relative. So we asked her to leave. But you can't go into that spare room at all. Obviously, James and Anne. Yeah,
Little
James
bit.
and Anne said, "I want my fucking luggage," and they broke in and they found Marjorie's dead body under the mattress.
Ew, gross.
But they did not go to the police. They confronted Helen
Wait,
and they
what?
said, "Can you give me £10 a week to keep this secret?"
10 a week.
Which is about 852 and 44 cents a week in today's money, or 1,068 plus 6 cents today a week.
All right, all right.
A week,
Honestly, I would do that.
right?
what?
Yeah.
Are you
10
kidding
pounds a
me?
week. That's what the
You
Grays-
find my body.
$1,000
A week?
a week.
That's $52K for nothing. Just not talking.
You're
What?
not doing a damn
Mm-hmm.
thing.
So you find my body and someone's like,
Why's it got to be
I-
your body? Why do you
Yeah,
automatically
why is
make
it
it
your
about
body?
you?
I'm saying like,
I'm talking about
No,
some
no, no.
random
Okay.
ass bitch.
This was an acquaintance of theirs, right?
Yeah.
No. Gray
Were they
just
friends with
there. Marjorie was the acquaintance.
See, they don't even know this lady.
The thing is,
What if
they
you just
stashed the
found a
body
lady?
in the
Some
spare
random
room,
person.
and they
Random
said,
person.
"Oh, I'm gonna ignore all this luggage in here." And they said, "Don't go in that room. Don't go in that room." And James Gray said, "My wife shitting's in that room," and that's why he went. That's why he broke in.
I'm going in that anyway. My wife's shit is in that room. Sorry, I gotta
But
keep
he
the
was
score
smart.
You're doing pretty
Nice.
good.
Go ahead.
He's smart. He blackmailed them before he went to the police. And when Helen said, "Fuck no," the Grays said, "Oh, I'm gonna take it to the police." But
I mean, you got to try.
you have to try.
I'm not necessarily mad at them for being like, hey.
$1,000 a week.
Dude.
I mean, the thing is, they're getting that per body, right? Roughly.
No. All assumed only per one body.
Right. So one body a week. And then so basically you have to kill 2 people a week to make a profit because one's to cover the blackmail, one's to cover your
Right.
thing,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So I'm not mad at them necessarily for being like, look, you just got to kill an extra person a week. I get $1,000 a week. You get to keep doing what you're doing.
And it's assumed that they've killed more than 16
And they've
people.
definitely killed more than 16
Yeah.
people, you
Yeah.
know? So they went for it. It didn't work. I get it.
And Marjorie said, "Oh, fuck no." So the Grays went to the police. By the time the police went to the house, the body was gone.
Yeah.
So you know what they did?
Where'd it go?
They went to the university. They went to
Ah.
Knox's lecture hall, and the Grays said, "That's the bitch. That's the bitch who died." And they clocked him.
You know, the doctor, when they showed up, was just like, Had a good ride.
Man, I just lost my best clients.
Yeah, right.
They
That's just
literally
enough.
identified it in the lecture hall. Her body was not laid out in the morgue. It was on the
In the
slab,
lecture hall?
ready to be fucking cut.
Damn.
Yeah.
And they identified it.
Damn.
So on November 3rd, 1828, all 4 of them were arrested. It's
Wait,
unsure
why-
what.
So it's Burke and Hare, and
Burke
then the
and
lady.
Hare.
And
So
who was the
it's-
fourth?
So it's a William Hare and Margaret.
Right.
And then it's Burke and Helen,
Okay, got you.
right?
Got you.
Hare and Margaret owned the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Burke and Helen were just fucking around.
Yeah.
Right?
Living in sin.
So none of them are married at all.
I like that. That's your point right
that's
now.
the worst.
These people are killing people. They ain't even married.
Yeah.
No, they can't. I
That's
mean,
the
they're.
worst thing that I've heard so far.
I mean, that's something.
They're
that
not married.
That's something that the articles
And they're
bring up. That they're
sleeping
not.
in their own beds together.
Yeah, they're having sex. They're
Sinful.
not even
No,
married.
that
Pussies.
is- Jesus Christ.
No
That's-
wonder they were
that's
selling
bad.
bodies.
That's
You have
bad.
premarital sex, you sell a body.
You think
Yeah.
Helen was ever like, so, we've been together for a couple
We're
years.
not getting married, Helen. Stop bringing it up.
Burke already has a wife and 2 kids somewhere else.
Yeah, right? What's he going to do? Leave you too? Just enjoy what you got.
So November 3rd.
But we've been together for so long, baby.
We've had this conversation too
I
many
don't know.
times,
I just
Helen.
don't
I don't
really-
want to
You're
have
not
this
worth it. You're not
conversation
worth
right
it.
now.
I just don't really want to ruin our friendship.
We've got a good thing going.
Yeah.
And if we married it, it would just complicate things.
What we have is really nice.
Don't you want to get drunk and have sex on top of this dead woman?
I mean, yeah, but I thought we could have a lifelong bond.
I'm still married to my last wife. The whole thing, we would be in sin and we would go to hell.
Well, maybe,
Right,
yeah,
right.
but also, maybe we can.
Helen, there are women that you marry. And are you really going to make me spell this out for you?
I'm just saying, honey.
You're a woman that I don't call me honey.
Look, we are.
You're a business partner.
You're a business partner with benefits,
We
okay?
smother people with whiskey and we just pinch their nose.
I'm
We
just
are
saying, like, when
legitimately
we
in
killed that
a-
last guy, I thought we had like a really deep
Yeah,
connection.
and that's what you said after the last guy. And the last guy. And the guy before that. Helen, we've had this conversation over 16 times.
Look, Helen, we have been legitimately in a kill, marry, fuck situation for a while now.
Yeah, but
And you've never been the kill.
So
Or the
count
Mary.
the blessings.
Or the Mary.
Yeah. Or the Mary.
I'm just saying, like, my mom keeps asking, like,
Well, sounds like your mom's going to the fucking medical examiners right now.
well, that's okay, baby. That's okay.
Yeah, I know it's okay.
Count
Stop calling me
your
baby.
goddamn
Don't call me baby. It's Mr. Burke. You call me Mr. Burke.
Hey guys, you guys have any rooms available?
Thank Christ. I'm done having this conversation. Yeah, you're in 2A. Come on, buddy. You want some whiskey?
No, we're having a conversation right now. Just
Jesus Christ.
you know what? Just give us a minute, okay?
She gets like this sometimes, sir. I'm very sorry.
Should I just leave my bags over here?
Just
or-
totally fine to leave the bags
cool.
in the
Leave
body.
the bags anyway, okay? Whatever. You know what? We're gonna
Is this a bad time?
No, this is
Should I-
a great time.
it
This is a
is.
fantastic. It's a fantastic time. Please go drop your bags in the luggage room. Ignore the bodies.
I was just
And-
kidding. I walked for miles to be here,
He's tired, Helen.
Oh, he's walked for miles, huh?
and I could really use something to eat. Maybe you guys have
Man
any,
could
like,
use a bite to eat. Sir, could you use some whiskey?
I would
Maybe-
love,
Helen, get the whiskey.
I would love a
Get the
whiskey.
haggis.
You got
I
haggis
cook
here?
for you
Yeah.
every day.
This is
I
the
wash
poorest
your
If
thing
you
I've
dishes.
want
heard
to
in all
call
of
it that, you
Edinburgh.
could call it cooking.
Anyway,
Sure.
we have some
Where do you
haggis
guys-
and blood sausage.
Where did
Anyway,
you-
as a side of Sunnyside eggs. Would
The-
you like that?
Ooh.
The person next door was eating shit. How the fuck do you have haggis?
Oh,
We
we
have an
got
endless
money,
supply
bro.
we have an endless supply to blood.
Endless supply of
How?
haggis.
You're not getting it from the people around here.
Do you want to ask questions or you want to drink whiskey and eat haggis?
Whiskey and haggis.
That's what
Good,
I thought.
good,
There
good.
we go.
Helen,
Shut
get the
fuck
man
up.
the
All right.
whiskey and haggis.
I'll get it. I'm just saying, like, my sister.
Helen, get the blood sausage. Shut the
Okay,
fuck up.
sign him up. Sign him up. Let's go.
Anyway, November 3rd,
My
1820.
sister's married, and she's got kids.
Yeah, look
She's-
where she ended up. She's in a whiskey jar.
Wait. there's
She's
a-
only there because we put her there. I'm
Wait,
just saying, she seemed happy.
Wait, who's in the whiskey jar?
You know what? This is turning into a thing. I'm just going to kill this guy right now, Helen. We can we put a pin in it. I'm going to kill this guy. We'll come back to it, okay?
Anyway, do you want to?
If I promise you we'll talk about it, will you just stop?
Fine, but we'll
Now,
talk
when
about it
you
later.
say-
Okay, we'll talk about it later. I just said we would. Like I said,
Anyway,
we would talk
you-
about it later.
Who wants a shot of whiskey?
I knew I should have booked the Holiday Inn.
It's a Holiday Inn Express. They're not going to
Yeah.
treat you any better than we will.
They don't have free whiskey shots, okay? Open your gullet.
Glug, glug, glug.
November 3rd, 1828, everyone was arrested.
Yeah, they
We
were.
wouldn't have gotten arrested if you
Yes,
would just
they
married
were.
me,
Yeah,
okay?
you know why? Because spouses can't be compelled to testify against each other, Burke. If you just married me, we'd be fine.
So the awful thing was, because of the nature of the crime, there was no evidence, and it was very hard to prove the murders.
I mean,
so,
what evidence did they have back in the day? It's like,
Exactly.
did you do it? No.
Probably the
Well,
skeleton that's hanging in the fucking second grader science room.
So Lord Advocate Sir William Ray offered Hare and Margaret complete immunity if they were to squeal on their counterparts.
That's a pretty good deal.
So this entire story is based on their account.
Oh, okay.
Because if you notice, the entire story has been Burke, 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 Burke. We don't know Hare's real involvement, but we do know that Burke was educated. He was well spoken. Hare was short tempered and illiterate. That's what we know. But he did have the inn. So
Should I make a fun bunny rabbit joke on here?
Let's hear it.
You got one?
No. I really,
Hey, one of y'all should totally make a Bugs Bunny joke about.
I was about to
hair.
say, like,
right? Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
it's, what do you say? Like, it's,
What's up, Doc?
no, it's wabbit season.
duck season,
Wabbit season.
duck season,
It's hop season.
hop season, fire.
So, because of the local news stories, Janet actually found out about Mary's death. And she went up to the house where she was murdered, which was the Hare and Margaret Inn. And she found clothes that belong to Mary. Because as a sick note, Hare and Margaret liked to keep certain souvenirs of
Oh,
their
that's weird.
victims.
Cute.
And
Always with
she
the
was able,
souvenirs.
and she
That's how
was
they get
able.
you.
They were
Every
naked.
time.
All of their dead bodies that they delivered to Knox were naked, so they like to keep clothes.
Sure.
So she was able to identify Mary Patterson, her friend, who was not a prostitute, from what we know. Who
But it's okay if she was.
it is okay, but she was not.
But she wasn't, as far as we know.
She was able to find her clothes as trophies, and even that was not enough to convict Hare and Margaret because they did the plea deal against Burke and Helen.
Damn.
Damn. Guess reading and writing didn't help
Damn.
that bitch.
So Hare and Margaret were able to keep clothes, keepsakes, and many of the police officers of today suspect the only reason that they were chosen is because they were the younger couple.
Wait.
It's easy to play dumb
What?
when you're actually dumb.
So
Dumb and young.
you have Burke and Helen,
All right.
and you have Hare and Margaret.
All right.
Hare and Margaret were the younger couple
Sure.
with the most future ahead of him. So that's why Lord Advocate Sir William Ray
Dude, what a
Decided-
badass name.
Right?
decided to do a plea with Hare. But Hare was the owner of the inn. He had the most power against William Burke and Margaret.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, he was
they-
a property owner, and that
Yeah.
counted a lot back
Yeah.
in the day.
But they were the younger couple. So they got
Still
the plea
does.
deal.
What's his full
Still
name?
does.
Lord Advocate? What?
Lord Advocate Sir William Ray.
Dude, if I was that guy, I'd be like, you have to say it the whole time.
Yeah, Lord Advocate.
Right.
I didn't
even
go.
then-
No, Lord Advocate's, was it?
Sir
Ray?
William
Oh,
Ray.
so he was knighted and a Lord
Sir
Advocate.
Advocate Sir William.
So it was Lord Advocate Sir William Ray.
Like,
I
I
Joseph,
know what you mean though. Like
Joseph,
that
if
was
you
my
were like,
name,
hey, can you pass me that pencil? I'm like, what did you say? Sir,
Lord Advocate, Sir Jamie, would you please
Right,
pass
right,
me
right.
the pen?
of course I can.
It'd be like if I had to follow up your name with your goddamn grade point average every time. You fucking douchebag.
But it was Hare and Margaret who had the trophies the whole time. That's how Jane Brown was able to identify her friend Margaret's death.
Did they
Right.
confiscate any of the trophies? as part of the deal, or did they get to keep them?
Nah,
Do you
bro.
know?
No, they got them, but
They fucking
but-
they pulled some dumb shit. They like went to the court like wearing the girls' clothes, like oh my god, look how cute I am in this top over here, and it's like really, bro.
I love that. Where did you get that?
Oh, I killed somebody for it.
under Scottish law, they confiscated their trophies, and then the witnesses said, "Oh yeah, that's my dead mother, that's my dead brother." It's only 16 victims that we know of.
Right.
There's so much more
Has
that
to
it's
be.
very, very likely.
Is
So-
there a number that you assume?
Well, 16 is the base average that they can guess.
Like you've researched this, so what do you assume?
What's your number?
I would say upwards of 30.
I was gonna say like 40 to 50, probably.
Yeah, and that was conservative. Yeah,
How many
listening to
years
This, yeah,
did
I'm
this go
thinking
on?
like 30.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
You're,
Wow.
1 year.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
From
maybe closer to 30.
December
That's a hell of a
1827,
Year.
Yeah.
and they got caught Halloween 1828. 1 year.
Damn.
I'm gonna say at least 50.
Oh,
I mean-
there's so many dead bodies out there for it.
During like COVID, during quarantine, like I hit hard, right?
Yeah.
I had like some like massive issues.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally speaking.
Sure.
But
We
I-
all did.
I only killed like 12 people. 30? That's crazy.
Well,
You know what I
16
mean?
confirmed. 16 confirmed.
Oh my god!
But
that's
it's known
insane.
that they have
That's-
more.
That's so many
Yeah.
people.
And their trial began Christmas Eve, 1828. And
Nice.
it lasted less than a month because the police convinced Hare and Margaret to testify against Burke and Helen because there's no DNA of evidence.
Right.
They can't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Even if Jeanette Brown testified saying, this is Mary's dress,
Sure.
it's not worth it. They can't do it. So the trial began. Helen and Burke were charged with the death of Marjorie, which is the elderly woman. Helen was charged with her complicity in Margaret's death was ruled as not proven. So under Scottish law, she was freed. Burke was also charged with the death of Mary Patterson and James Wilson, which is also known as Daft Jamie. And that's why he was sentenced to hanging. So trial began Christmas Eve, 1828. On January 28th, 1829, 25,000 people showed up for the public execution
Damn.
in Edinburgh.
It's a good show out.
Yeah.
He was hung.
He's doing numbers.
Yeah.
He was hung. Burke was hung, and his body
Hey
was
Joseph,
out
what are you
on
doing
display.
for Christmas? Well, shit, I don't know if you heard. But
But they're gonna be executing this dude, and I gotta be honest with you, I got tickets early because I know it's gonna be a good one.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah. You want to get in on this?
oh shit,
Wake up, kids! It's Christmas morning. Oh, what's in my stocking? 2 tickets to the public execution.
because that had to be like
Oh, it was a,
Oh,
it
you
was
got
an
street
event.
vendors
It was an
selling
event.
like boiled peanuts and meat pastries and shit like that.
to the public execution.
It was an event. So after his hanging,
this is the best thing that's ever happened on Christmas.
It's
Oh,
a
for sure.
Christmas miracle.
for Edinburgh, probably. So after his body was left rotting, his body was donated to science. Where
Comes full circle.
students of anatomy used his skin as souvenirs, and there are books that are binded by Burke's skin and card holders.
Yeah,
They
why not?
skinned
Yeah,
this
makes
man and
sense.
said,
Yeah.
"I'll make a card holder after this.
That's sweet. Yeah.
I'm gonna make a book
That's a
out
little
of
bit
this."
of a.
Can we add to our little scenario of
Yeah,
mummy, whiskey?
actually, yeah. I was about to say that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Skin.
Would you like to be donated to science and like turned into like a leather bound book?
Yes.
So-
100%.
Yeah, actually,
Let's go.
I'm all right
So-
with that.
After that was done, his skeleton was put on display to the Surgeons' Hall in Edinburgh next to his death mask. But ironically, Hare's life mask, which was a mask made in his life to classify him as a criminal. So you have the skeleton of this dead man, his death mask, which is a plaster mold of his death, and then you have his accomplice in life, right? And he, to this day, is in the Surgeons' Hall in Edinburgh.
Dope.
Hare was released in February of 1829, a delayed release because they were worried for his safety. He was
They were worried for him.
The guy
You
that
could just
couldn't
kick
read.
him out and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, get the fuck out of here.
No, no, no.
the
Good luck, bro.
mother.
There's no worry for that.
No, the mother and sister of the daft James Wilson petitioned for the rejection of his immunity, but it was denied. The public was outraged, so Hare had to be disguised and led to the border by the police.
I'm a lady.
I do
don't-
ladies things.
They don't know what
I have no
happened.
testiculae.
They
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know what happened to
Bugs
Hare.
Bunny, yeah, for sure.
They assumed either he was killed by a mob on the way over or he died of desolate poverty, begging for change in Ireland.
Both are good.
What?
Yeah. Margaret fled to Ireland, her home state, with the help of the police because once she was freed, the mob came after her to hang her, and the police said, I got you, girl. I got you.
Gotta love them cops.
Helen ended up immigrating to Australia.
Nice.
Actually,
Doc-
back in the day, yeah.
And eaten by
Australia was
tarantulas.
Yeah.
That really was a
Got
place
kicked to
go.
death by
Yeah.
a kangaroo.
Right.
No, Australia was a place to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Dr.
Got
Knox.
Tasmanian deviled
Dr. Knox,
by a wombat.
based on his involvement and demand, saw a lot of repercussions, but he was cleared of all his involvement, despite the bodies that came in and his actions he did to hide it. He ran from Edinburgh and he moved to London to try and save his career as a medical professional and a zoologist. But he died in 1862. He was hated by Edinburgh. They knew that everyone knew that he paid for those dead bodies. They knew. But he was an astounded gentleman. So they couldn't do anything.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, I guess like in general, if you think about it, like he's a good book boy. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
It also goes to show
A
if you got
gentleman
money, you can
and
get
a
away with
scholar,
anything.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
one of
we
them
don't really
established
know.
ass book boys.
Yeah,
you
we don't
know.
really know if
Yeah.
Mary Patterson had an affair with a student or Knox himself. Because why would they put her body in a whiskey casket
Because it's cute.
and then
Yeah.
keep the casket, keep the jug of whiskey in his office and have several artists come and sketch her body?
Yeah.
Just probably a fucking weirdo.
And she wasn't delivered with clothes.
Now I'm imagining like
She was naked.
like
Yeah.
like a glass.
No, it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's adorable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what's the point of
like-
having a clothed lady entombed in whiskey?
Right.
You know?
What,
Stupid.
what a waste of time. You
Yeah.
know I'm
What a
saying?
waste of whiskey.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
What a
So
waste
was he
of
was he murdered?
Wait,
Or, like,
uh-oh.
hang on.
no, he died of
Drink it?
natural causes.
Drink it.
God damn it! Really?
Isn't that
Kind of
In
like how they
London.
have like
No one ever
snakes and
hunted him
booze
down?
sometimes.
No.
Well, you know, yeah. I mean, they.
But as a
it's
result
aged.
of the Burke and Hare murders in 1831,
Be good.
there was something called the London Bakers
cannibalism?
in Bethnal Green
It's okay.
who committed the same line of murders. So there was the Autonomy Act of 1832, which allowed lecturers and medical students greater access to cadavers and allowed them the legal option to donate bodies,
Okay.
right? And that's where this comes to. So as of today, you can visit Burke's body in the Museum of Surgery in Edinburgh.
Yeah. It's actually a big
Simply
deal.
on display in a glass case next to a pickled face, a pickled brain, and the face of a Nazi soldier who got shot in the nose and out the bottom jaw. And I got to see that. I was able to see that.
You know, honestly, the fact that he
Still
that's
on
where he's
display?
living.
Yeah. Yeah. And it
Like-
leaves
like
you
He got the
poetic.
same fate. Yeah.
but
it's
it
poetic.
leaves you
Exactly.
wondering,
Yeah.
especially when I was running through these jars of pickled syphilis dick, uteruses, baby fetuses, how many were ethically sourced? And it leaves you wondering,
None of
how
them.
many of Burke's and Hare's unidentified victims are in these pickled jars?
Most of them.
Probably a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Right
seriously,
next to
though.
him. And I just
I mean,
stole my way through and I was able to see this dead man's
Yeah.
cadaver
have
and
you
these
guys,
pickled livers.
And bring these stories back.
I would like to start a cadaver business and just call it abracadavers.
Boo. Step off the mic. Now, in
So
all
there
seriousness-
was an episode you weren't here for, and it had to do with a guy who sold bodies. Mm-hmm. And it is said that a lot of the bodies that we have in medical systems now A lot of the like,
yeah, and then Austin made some horrible jokes. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that.
But
yeah.
like it
I'm
said
really
the
good
same
at
thing.
those.
Like a lot of those bodies, skeletons, brains, whatever, were unethically sourced, and
Just like the art.
yeah,
No, I am very off put to the amount of decapitated human skulls I've seen. And I like creepy stuff. I really do.
One could say almost macabre.
And I looking into the dead pickled
could.
eyes of
I'll
a
show you
woman
macabre.
who died of tuberculosis and
corn
half of her
cob.
the half of her head was open
yeah,
was a lot.
yeah.
And then you go upstairs and you see a variety of pickled humans, of testes, ovaries,
I mean,
enlarged
have you guys,
fetuses. It's
seen like the
they're not ethically sourced. None of them are.
bodies exhibit the
Yeah, where it's got all the like slides of cut up people and like the I saw that when I was in high school.
So it's Chinese in orientation, right?
Yeah.
like it's mostly it was funded by, run by a Chinese organization. They are Chinese individuals usually. That
You can't
are-
tell though because most of them are skinned up pretty good. We all look the same.
Where did
aliens.
those bodies come from, though? Like for real,
You know,
where did those bodies come from?
you can't say. You can never tell.
Yeah,
The
And
Chinese have
you know,
killed a lot of people.
personally, of course they have.
We've killed a lot of people.
I mean, personally, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I honestly, I really don't care. Like the day that I die,
Do whatever.
first of all, think everything. I'm dead. I'm dead now. You know,
Yeah,
I don't have to.
it's
deal
over
with-
now.
Yeah, yeah. It's finally done.
Yeah, you
I'm
can rest.
So happy. Yeah, to sleep. I finally get to sleep. But
I think that
whatever you do with
that
my
calls
body,
more that you're a
honestly, I don't give
workaholic.
fuck.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
do whatever.
I do not. Care.
he's a workaholic.
No.
But Sally, is there any more?
Nope, that's it. Anyway, just know that Burke is probably jarred and pickled next to his victims.
As he should be.
Okay, so
seriously.
That is some
final answer.
Alanis Morissette
but-
irony.
I will say
Love
I
it.
am very grateful that when I went to Scotland, I asked my partner, I was like, can we go see some pickled people? And he goes, yeah, we can go. We can go see them.
Okay, so final question for the listeners, like and all of us.
I'm sticking with Mummy.
Mummy
Mummy and Curse.
and Curse.
Dill.
I kind of like the idea of being like on a book.
Yeah,
Actually, you know, I'm gonna change my answer. Caper. I'd like to be a caper. Yeah.
let's be a caper.
You're going to be
Love
pickled.
capers.
What about some jalapenos?
Pickled
Habaneros.
Jalapenos.
Pickled
that's-
jalapenos?
Okay, so this is my secret recipe. As a fellow Latina, take a red onion, slice it very thin, put it in a container, glass container preferably. Take a habanero pepper,
All right.
slice it super, super, super thin.
Okay.
Put it in with the red peppers, splash of vinegar, 3 to 4 limes,
Okay.
and just shake that shit up.
All right.
The juice becomes pink. The onions become pickled. Very, very good. If you like pasta salad with a
Actually,
little bit of vinaigrette,
I want
you
that.
take that little
want all
spicy
that right now.
vinaigrette and you
Yes.
put it in the vinegar and you can just shake it up.
Yes, ma'am.
And then add a little bit of the peppers.
Hang on. I would say you should add carrots
That's pickled jalapenos.
because like when you add carrots have a lot of sweetness to them.
No, she's right, actually.
So I would say
I
like,
would only pickle carrots with jalapenos and habaneros.
Yeah, I'm saying like
Shit.
add some carrots to that, and I'm on board.
Yeah, throw it in there with the red onions.
Different type of
Love some pickled red onions.
Wait, but what about like lady parts in whiskey?
Oh, you can throw a couple clits in there.
Okay.
You just gotta
Really spice
At
it up.
least the uterus.
you just gotta wash your hands thoroughly. Yeah.
You like pickled
God.
eggs? So you throw a couple fallopian tubes in there.
No.
Why do I get
You went too far.
Oh, you got
And,
it.
and on that
No.
note, like
No,
Yeah,
who wants the rest of my
Just
shot?
fun.
I do,
That's
but-
fun.
Anyway,
That was
take
good.
it.
That
Take
was
the
good.
shot. Take the shot.
and that's today's episode.
Take the shot
We're gonna-
before
we're
the
gonna
episode
end.
ends. Take salud, pa arriba,
Yeesh.
pa abajo, pa centro, pa dentro, prosperidad y amor y vida.
And a good night to you and yours from Murder Schmurder.
Remember, anytime you're alone, your body will be sold for science. So remember to donate your organs for a better cause.
It's true, actually. I do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't take my liver.
If
Bye, everybody.
at least 5 people decide to be on the organ list, it's a good day.
Who's on the organ list here?
I
I
am.
am.
Me.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Are we all organ donors?
We're all donors.
When we die, our organs are going to some unsuspected bitches.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Not
I don't
all
care.
of mine are going to be usable, but hey, whatever you can dig out and make work, go ahead.
Do not.
You can
care.
use half the
You know what
liver.
I mean?
Anyway, shout out to let us know. At least we need at least 5 of you to say that you've signed up to be on the organ donor list.
Hashtag boner donor.
There we go.
Hit us up.
Boner
there we
donor.
Go. There we go.
Remember, just don't opt out on your
I was
driver
gonna
license.
say, anybody who dies and puts their name on the donor list, donate your normal size penis to a micro penis today.
You could change
You could
someone's
change
life
somebody's
You
life.
really could.
for the
You
better.
really could.
Right.
You
really
could change
could.
someone's college experience and not have someone walk out on you when you pull your pants down.
Yeah, if you're like a Sudanese track star or something,
Right.
just donate that hog when you're done with it, man.
Yeah, in this day and age, we have been men across the United States and the world have been plagued with micro penis.
God bless them.
It's an epidemic.
God bless him.
Hang on, just to clarify, I will say that we're not body shaming.
No,
If you have a
you can't help
micropenis,
it.
Yeah,
It's not your
there's
fault.
nothing wrong with that.
But I will say it is not your fault to walk away from a sexual partner if you don't like their penis.
You are not ever obligated to have sex with someone, but
Exactly.
be gentle.
1,000%,
You could be
yeah.
you could be
No.
nice about
No.
it.
Even I just silently walked away.
Although
Yeah.
I am starting to think that Jamie might have a micro penis.
Pull it out right now on the
He's-
camera.
Put it
Make
on the
me-
table.
I'll
He's
send a dick pic
thinking-
to the group.
All right,
Don't
ready?
think I won't.
He's standing up and it's
I got a piece.
nice.
Nice. It's a good one.
It's
It's
a
a
nice,
good one.
Good,
I would
good,
imagine
good.
Hey.
Jamie's got a nice little
Good
wiener.
job, bud. Good job.
I always thought you had a nice dick.
Good, thank you.
I just assumed.
I actually told Sally Saltwater my size penis,
Nice.
which is how we segued into anal sex.
Is that something you want to hold off of the you don't want in the official
Nice
murder
size
schmurder
penis.
canon?
I mean, I would say we put it on the Patreon.
I will say,
Patreon.
I will say,
If you want to find out the size
you
of
wanna know-
Jamie's dick,
If you want to find out, possibly see the size of Jamie's dick.
I will say he didn't say size. We were drunk and he said, my bloop size is efficient enough for bloop. And I was like, okay.
Thank you for the bleeps.
His
That really
wiener
helped.
size
I
is
will say,
efficient enough for anal.
yeah. Thank you for putting
I don't know
that
if you
in.
know this, Austin, but one of your past hookups, like I told her my size, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's Austin's size."
Oh, really?
Apparently it's the same size penis.
Whip it out.
Really?
You guys could be
talking
dick
to-
bros.
Let's see.
Eskimo
Let's
brothers.
see. Let's figure
No.
it
We
out.
are Eskimo brothers.
Are we Eskimos, bro?
We are Eskimo brothers. I even called you the day after.
Oof.
Are we asking about specific?
Save it for the Patreon.
Wait. Yeah. I forgot about this.
Sally Saltwater is a virtuous girl that at the end of the night she just goes to the bottom of her pier.
I'm trying to remember who it is.
They're two different women, but yeah.
It's two?
Two different
No,
women.
they're, we are Eskimo brothers on one, but the another one said like, "Oh yeah, you guys have."
How did you see your penis?
Oh, Sally. Yeah. You guys both railed down Sally.
Yeah, we
Pretty hard.
we-
Yeah.
Sally's only on this podcast because she's
wait.
had sex with all of
Somebody
us.
that I've had sex with and that you've also had sex
Yeah.
with?
Sally is
Said that we
not
have the same
virtuous.
size
She's had
penis?
sex with everyone on the
I just saw
podcast.
homes in Florida.
Is that what you mean? Somebody that we've both have had sex with said that we had the same size penis?
No.
No,
the
it sounds like
size
you guys
doesn't
had
matter.
sex with someone both with the same person, and
Yeah.
then a separate person who had sex with you was like, "Oh, what's your dick like? Oh, Austin's dick
Yeah.
is the same."
It has to be the same person you had sex with. Yeah.
So you guys are Eskimo bros, but you also apparently have the same size dick.
Interesting.
Which Mazel tov.
My question is that the person that we've both had sex with said this.
No,
No,
Okay. All right.
Oh, wait, no.
Apparently,
It was another one?
you
Okay.
also have a dick that's perfect for anal.
Hey.
now you
Come
know.
on,
buddy.
micro penis is right
I'm helping
together.
you. I'm helping
Wait.
you.
So the person your Eskimo bros with didn't say it, but the person you had sex with looked at his penis and said, similar.
Same.
Similar taste.
I wouldn't even
Same.
say.
Similar story, but yes.
Same. You know what I'm honestly
You know what
upset
you
about?
taste like?
Go on, Grant.
You know who this reminds me of?
What I'm very upset about
So
is that
I was watching the
nobody-
episode of Family Matters the other day.
Nobody's talking about my penis. All right?
We all know that you've got a hog. Okay,
It's pretty good.
None of us
It's
are,
pretty good.
None of
Once-
us are in doubt of that.
Once you're married, though,
Your
we don't
penis
need to know
kinda
that.
stops
Grant's wife
counting.
won't stop talking about it. It's kind of awkward.
It's kind of
She
weird.
does brag about it.
I walk in, I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" She's like, "Grant's dick." I'm like, "Okay."
I will say though,
All right, just calm down.
Just walked in, but all right.
Did that happen again again.
I will say, though, it's always-
Listen, White Claw can. I need you to put a sock in it, okay? We're all.
It's always the
I know,
short
she's the
boys
worst.
that got the big old wieners. I will say, that's a thing.
What's that?
Yes.
Short boys got big old wieners.
That's because it's holding them down.
For all you ladies for all you ladies out there who don't want a short king, just so
You're
know,
missing out.
That's actually kind of true.
I would
for
say
real.
like 8 times out of 10, like the short boy's got a fucking hog.
That's true.
Yeah.
Unless he's one of the loud short kings.
Yeah.
Then, you know.
we all know.
Actually, there's a friend we have. She was talking about how like she was dating the like 6'4". I hate to say it, but she's dating. Her words, 6'4" black guy,
Oh no.
and she was like, "I'm about to get dick down. Like I'm ready for it." And
Disappointed.
yeah, she was just
Yep.
kind of Sally
It happens
Saltwater
sometimes.
style.
It
Like
happens sometimes.
he pulled it down, and she's like, "What?" And I was like, "What'd you do?" And she's like, "I stayed the night. Like I made it happen." I was like,
Oof.
"Yeah." I was like, "You know what? Good for him."
I'm gonna be real honest. Sally Saltwater
right.
has seen some over 6 foot tall men wrestling, jujitsu. Terrible game.
There we
Terrible
go.
game.
There we go.
Yeesh.
Terrible game. Average sized man. Fish hook you in the mouth. It's all good.
I don't know what to take with that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
the fish
that
hook.
was good talk.
yeah, fish hook in the mouth.
Yeah, you hold them in place and kind of do your business.
Okay.
We can't be the only people who know about the fish hook.
I mean, I know
can't.
what a fish hook is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
hook them, hold them in place.
Oh,
put a little
penis.
bit of the
No,
forearm.
average sized man, big dick, can fish hook you.
Yeah.
You get
Ah,
there. You
penis,
get there.
yeah.
You get there. Yeah.
Penises,
Yeah.
Penis.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Penis.
it's not for everybody.
it's not.
No.
But
no.
if it's for you, it's for you.
I'm still putting these pieces together. So
It's probably not for him.
So we're gonna end on tonight's podcast with that. Thank you for joining
Go
out and
Murder
fi-
Shorter.
Go out and
Remember-
fish hook some
yeah.
people.
Because
If
apparently-
they're cool with
Love
it.
ya.
because apparently
Remember,
Austin has some
consent
learning
is
to do.
key.
Consent
and
is always
it's
key.
Consent
all
is
Communication
Talk
is
about
never
it.
going to
Right,
hurt.
right.
1,000%.
And whatever you got going on, we're glad you're listening. Thanks for joining us.
And don't sell that dead body to the museum.
Yeah.
if
They'll
you
trace
can
you.
avoid it.
And thank
There we
you for
go.
being such a sexy, hot listener.
Yeah.
Murder Schmurder, because you're fucking sexy and
Yeah.
beautiful and
Whatever's
amazing
going
inside
on.
and out.
Hey,
Yeah.
For being one of our listeners.
Sexy is a state of mind. Remember that.
You know what you guys can do? You guys can email us at
At gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
With whatever you got going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Please email me with all
Right.
of your 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight fan fiction recommendations and anything you have for the Kindle Unlimited app.
Tell
Thank
us
you.
why you like us.
Yeah.
Tell us why you don't like us.
You can
And,
you can 100% send hate email. Well,
Oh,
we
yeah.
might even read it.
absolutely.
If you
that
send
sounds
something
awesome.
mean enough and funny enough and
Actually,
creative,
you know what? No.
I will fucking read that shit on air.
Joseph's right. I'm 1,000%. I'm challenging right now. Fucking
Yeah,
make
if
me
you
mad.
hate
Yeah.
this,
Double
Make
barrels.
me
Yeah.
mad.
Right.
Make
Come
me
on.
mad.
tell
right
us
now.
why you hate
I
us.
want to know
Like,
explicitly
please
what
make
you
me
hate.
mad.
It'll
And
be-
Let's go.
if you
right
send a
now.
picture with the caption roast me, it'll probably be on the Instagram.
Instagram,
Patreon.
Patreon,
Patreon.
Patreon is for
Patreon.
roast.
We'll have a
Right.
whole segment on hate mail. It'd be
Yeah.
great.
But
Yeah.
let us know what you want us to hate on.
We
Yeah.
will
Give us your
put-
list of consenting events.
1,000%.
Yeah.
We will put a
You think Hate Mail
naked
Mondays?
picture of Sally Saltwater with her micro penis.
Yes.
We might even
let's
sell
hate it.
some of
That's all.
Sally Saltwater's censored feet pics.
I mean, I will. I will
And if you
bring
send
out
us
the
an
doggies.
extra $100, we'll sell the uncensored feet pics.
Now, I will say, just to tease you, I do have some moles on my feet, and they are sexy.
God damn.
That's enough.
And they're
Too
smelly,
spicy.
and we'll put smell lines on them.
They're
We will
not
draw smell
smelly.
lines on them for you.
They're beauty marks, okay?
Yeah.
Do your
They're
feet
beauty
smell?
marks.
They're sweet, stinky beauty marks.
Feet smell?
Right.
If
There's
I walk
stretch
a lot-
lines on
here-
them because they
here,
were
hold
once
on.
fat for some weird reason.
Here, hold on.
And now they're not.
Plus, I did
Here,
hear
hold
that
on.
Saltwater's
Wait,
mom
she
also
said,
bound
hold on.
her feet, so they're kind of crooked
shut
and crunched
up.
up
Hold on,
too,
I'm
so they
having
look
fun.
really.
The Book of Mysteries closes. No, Joe. No, it's the Book of Mysteries closes. And the Book of Mysteries closes on our heroes. Until next time, my fellow travelers. It's Wanderer Joe. I swear to God, could I just do the script, please? I would do it tremendously better than old Joe.
Mr. President, we got to give him a chance. He's the current U.S. President of the United States.
We have some laughs, scares,
maybe some ice cream along the way. Think of us for your next podcast, Listener Pleasure. And think of us when you go to sleep and I'm there with my hairy white legs. And you pull up the sheets next to me and I read you a bedtime story. Which one do you like? I like the little engine that could.
See, he's going completely out. What? Did somebody turn off the teleprompter? I swear to God. He can't do it unless the teleprompter's on.
And the house sells, and you close your eyes, and you feel something like my little white leg hairs there.
Joe, just give me the microphone. Listen, if you like what you hear, follow us on Instagram at Trashville_USA. And if there's a true crime story you want us to cover, please email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com. That email goes straight to Hunter Biden's laptop, which I have. I finally have it. Hunter Biden, I know everything there is to know about you, and dear God, you have every search engine in Pornhub I believe I've ever seen, and I thought I was a nasty perv myself. But you go into some deep shit, my friend. Real deep shit. In fact, I'm quite frankly glad that they didn't release this laptop, not only because for your sake, but dear Jesus Christ,